Hi, I'm Terri Savelle, your cheerleader of dreams. I want to share with you the 3 ways you can remove boundaries in your life that are limiting you from life's best possibilities. No matter where you are in life, God has more in store. In fact, I want you to listen to what Julie from Boise, Idaho wrote me when she stopped limiting herself. Listen to this. She said, in high school, I had written some career choices. One of them was to be a flight attendant. But then I became an alcoholic, looking for love in all the wrong places, already divorced by the time I was 21. She said, I simply put away my career choices and was just living day by day. Years went by. I remarried, I had kids, and when we became empty nesters, we downsized and moved closer to the airport. Out of nowhere, she says, my husband reminded me of how years and years ago, I always wanted to be a flight attendant. But I said, I'm too old. One day, I found you, Terri. She said, I started devouring your podcast, books, attended your ICING Women's Conference in Dallas, and truly getting vision for my life. I put myself on a schedule every day, changed my habits, and she said, I became a partner with the ministry, and here's what she said. So far, Terri, not only have I lost 20 pounds, but here I am now a flight attendant with Alaska Airlines, a 40-plus year dream come true at age 59 years old. I love this. Julie, we are cheering you on. Is that encouraging? Now, before I go on, I want you to just rejoice with Julie. But before I share the 3 ways that we limit ourselves, I want to ask you to do something for me real quick. I'll save this. But first, let me just ask you if you would subscribe to our channel. You know, just by you pushing that little button, it lets me know that you want me to continue sharing from my heart and teaching you what God has taught me to live your dreams. So if you'll do that for me, I would appreciate it more than you know. So thank you for subscribing. Oh, and this week in your free download, I want you to have this chapter from my book, 5 Things Successful People Do Before 8 a.m. Now this chapter I titled, is chapter 8, and it's called 10 Things Unsuccessful People Do that the successful don't. Now, I chose this free download this week because I want to help you remove barriers to your success. And the first step is to identify what's stopping you, right? Well, these 10 habits will stop you. Trust me, I identified with several of them. And now I use it as a checklist to just stay focused. So all you have to do is click the link in the description to get that free chapter right now. Okay, let me ask you, are you limiting life's best possibilities? See, God never wants you to just stop growing, stop striving or reaching for goals and dreams. In fact, did you know that neurologists have discovered that the average person uses less than 10% of his or her mind? That means more than 90% of the mind's capability lies dormant. Well, Napoleon Hill interviewed 500 millionaires to find a success formula that he could use, for the average person. And you know what he called it? Think and grow rich. Think and grow rich. See, everything begins on the inside before it ever shows up on the outside. So here are the 3 things that you need to do to stop limiting yourself. Number 1 is remove boundaries in your mind. See, we have to believe that we can become more. We can do more. We can have more. In fact, I read a story about a minister who was with his friend on the Autobahn, the super highway across Germany. I've actually been on it before. It's crazy. It has no speed limits. Well, this guy was so excited to experience this. So he pressed down on the accelerator and he got up to 80 miles an hour, then 90, then 100, 110. He felt like king of the road, A few minutes later, the exact same type of car flew by him going approximately 170 miles an hour. They laughed, and the one guy said, you're not going as fast as you can. You're just going as fast as you will. See, his car had the exact same potential. It was capable of going 180 miles an hour. How fast he drove had nothing to do with the car's capability. The potential was not lessened because he chose not to use it. See, you have a choice. So, remove the boundaries in your mind. You have to believe that you can have more. Number 2 is remove boundaries with your mouth. Stop saying things like, I'm too old. Like Julie used to say, it's too late. I'm too tired. I have no energy. I have no ambition. I'm not smart enough. I don't have what it takes. Stop, because your words are self-fulfilling prophecies. Start saying things like, I am blessed. I am highly favored. I have extraordinary opportunities given to me. I attract God-inspired ideas that produce great wealth. That's a good one, isn't it? Say, I have the wisdom of God to make the best decisions. I know that all things are working together for my good. I have the grace to embrace every season of life. These are things I say all the time, especially when I'm driving. Do you remember in the Bible when Adam and Eve sinned by eating the forbidden fruit and then they hid from God? Well, when God saw them, he asked, why did you hide from me? Well, they were hiding because they were naked. And God said, who told you that you were naked? In other words, who told you that something was wrong with you? See, God knew immediately that the enemy had been talking to them. Well, God is saying to you today, who told you that you don't have what it takes to succeed? Who told you that you're a failure, a loser, a has-been? Who told you to put limitations on yourself and on God? Who told you to stop dreaming and asking God for more? You know, I heard where they asked a famous tightrope walker one time, they said, what is the key to walking on that tightrope? Because you make it look so easy. He said, the secret is keep your eyes fixed on where you're going. Never look down. He said, where your head goes, that's where your body's going to go too. Look to where you want to be. Well, you've got to get your eyes focused on where you want your life to go and then start speaking it out of your mouth. Got it? Okay, number 3 is remove boundaries in your environment. See, your environment can stretch you or it can shrink you. And you become like those you spend the most time with. Period. If you want to know where your life is headed, look at the list of names in your cell phone. Well, you've got to get around people who just cause you to come up higher. Get in an environment that challenges you to grow. In fact, ladies, come to my ICING Women's event in Dallas or Nashville in September and October. You will get around like-minded women who are so sweet, but they're so ready to pursue everything God has put in their hearts to do. You know, some people intend on making these changes, but they're not intentional about it. I'm saying get intentional about this. Don't wake up 10 years from now and wonder, what could have happened if you'd only removed these boundaries? You know, even Jesus had to leave his hometown because of unbelief. Well, start reading books. You know, get the download today and go down the list one by one and make a firm decision to not have these habits in your life any longer. So again, all you got to do to get that free download is click the link in the description and you'll get chapter 8 and it's called The 10 Things Unsuccessful People Do. You can do it right now and get started today. So I hope this encouraged you today. And I want to say thank you again for subscribing. And don't forget, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams. Hey YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and to get more inspirational content, click one of these videos right here. And remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams.